So much for joining us tonight. A Tyler man is in jail accused of shooting his own father. And as KLTV7's Lauren Tier tells us, authorities believe this all started with an argument about a dog.
Earlier today, 43-year-old Christopher Keith Tilley was booked at the Smith County Jail on a murder charge. His bond is set at $750,000. The Smith County Emergency Operations Center received a 911 call around 12:30 this morning for a shooting at a home in West Tyler on the 14,600 block of Park Hill.
Deputies quickly arrived on location, and immediately one of the deputies began life-saving efforts on the victim.
But shortly after, 79-year-old Del Howard Tilley was pronounced dead at the scene. According to an arrest affidavit, the two men were arguing over who would care for an injured dog that Christopher Tilley had brought in the house. The argument ultimately leading to the fatal shooting.
The body of Mr. Del Tilley was transported to Southwest Institute of Forensic Sciences in Dallas. Judge John Johnson, Precinct 5, Justice of the Peace, came on location. He performed the inquest and did order the autopsy.
Christopher Tilley claims he was being choked by his father, which led him to shoot Del Tilley. Investigators say the victim was found with 2 gunshot wounds that occurred on or near ground level.
The warrant was issued a little later in the morning after the detectives determined that this was in fact a murder, and enough probable cause to indicate that it doesn't appear to be any kind of self-defense issue.
After questioning, investigators also say Christopher Tilley was, quote, inconsistent in his recollection of the shooting. Lauren Tier, KLTV 7 News.
And the victim's daughter and wife were also at the scene but were not hurt. We're actually told they weren't even in the same room where the shooting happened.